if you're doing cold video outreach, what are the best practices to structure the message so people open it? Well, I'll give you the sentences that I like to start with, but the principles are the most important thing.
So I've been sending out video messages to cold leads, but I wrote a little message like, hey, made you a personal message, hope it's helpful. But I just wondered, what kind of thing would you write? Because only one person, I honestly started this week, so it's not been that many. Only one person's actually watched the video so far. What kind of thing would you write to kind of make them open it?
Yeah, so you're doing cold video outreach?
Yeah.
Okay. This is actually really good. This is a great question. Cold video outreach. All right. So the question is, if you're doing cold video outreach, what are the best practices to structure the message so people open it? Well, first of all, we obviously know that not everyone is going to open it. That's a given. Okay. Second is we have to make sure that if I give you the framework, that we have to do volume. All right. You've seen my video that I have that walks through the cold video outreach. You've seen that already, Charlotte?
Yeah, that's why I started this.
Okay. Right. So you've got the protocol on how many times to do it, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the framework. And I touched a little bit on it with Karen, but we're going to come back to it because it's all about specificity. Now, you guys can't see it, but over on my whiteboard, I've got a 10-foot by 4-foot tall whiteboard that has a whole bunch of just scribble on it. Here, I'll show you. You know, whoop, over there. Okay, there's my really sweet, clean office. But on the far right side, I have this thing that says, I saw this on your Google reviews. I saw this on your website. I got probably one of the best cold emails, and I'll get to your answer here in just a minute. One of the best cold emails that I've ever gotten, and I didn't delete it because it was so awesome. And it was from David Goodman. David, well done. The headline of this email says, heard you on high-level spotlight session. That's the headline of his email. Okay. Then his email, it's about this long, which I usually tell people do not do. If you're doing cold email, do not do it this long. However, he nailed it. And here's why. I'll read this to you, and then I want you to maybe tell me why I think this is so good. It said, hi, Sam. I was listening to some of the previous episodes on high-level spotlight sessions and really enjoyed the episode you recorded with Chase. It was really good hearing. It was really great hearing you share your expertise about how automation boosts ad performance. After finishing this episode, I tried to find more podcast appearances for you to check out, but could only find a small handful. Where do you think he's going? Okay. You sounded so good on this episode. I'm surprised you haven't made podcasting more of a priority. I asked because helping founders to get booked on top podcasts and leveraging their appearances into winning new customers is just one of the several ways we help customers. I read the whole email, and as soon as I got to the third paragraph, I knew what he was doing, but he had already earned my read and my trust. Okay, so I'm going to give you your answer, Charlotte, for sure, but I want to make sure that in terms of, I'll give you the sentences that I like to start with, but the principles are the most important thing. Why do you think that the phrases that I wrote, I saw this on your Google reviews, and then the email that I just read, why do you think I was such a fan of that approach?
It's personal.
It's very personal.
And it's like, well, it's obviously researched into you, and it's not just, hey, Sam from UpHex. It's like something specifically that you've done.
Yes. It is a micro approach that you can do at scale. Okay. So when I say I saw this on your website, when he says I saw your podcast with Chase, I'm always like, okay, this person has taken time to look into me. What is here? The more specific you can be, the better your messages, the better your videos are going to be. All right. So here's what I would do if I was doing cold video outreach. Number one, I would have a criteria that I'm looking for first. That's going to save you a lot of time. Here's what I mean by that. When I was talking with Karen earlier about finding different devices that are popular, like, in the med spa space, like TrueSculpt, Cryo T-Shock. The reason I would want to know what's popular is because I'm going to start by going super granular. So number one, I have a part of their business that I know if I talk about Cryo T-Shock, immediately I'm going to get their attention immediately, just by they can't not listen. Okay. So I'm going granular. So I pick one part of their business. Hey, I was on your website and noticed that you're offering Cryo T-Shock. Bam, I got them. Because A, I showed a personal interest in them. And then B, I talked about a very specific, unique part of their business. What could this be about? All right. So then I would go into something more like, okay, I was on your website. I noticed you offer Cryo T-Shock. That device is getting amazing results for some of our other customers. We're blown away. If you're interested in 10 to 15 more bookings a week, let me know. That's it. On to the next one. And the great thing about going that granular too is now the guy that wrote me the email, you'll notice that he said, it was great hearing you share your expertise about how automation boosts ad performance. That's not what we talked about. So I know you didn't watch the whole thing, but I don't care. Okay. So the good thing about having that device to attach to your strategy is it will speed you up. Okay. Because you need to be doing 20 of those a day. And then you need to be doing emails, right? So if you have that as your starting basis, you're like, cool, Cryo T-Shock, that's what we're doing this week. Obviously that's an example. I don't know. What's your niche, by the way?
Solar.
Say it again.
Solar.
Okay. I don't know enough about solar, but I'm sure there's vendors that have superior products. I'm sure some have, different offers that go along with, like, lifetime warranty or whatever it is. They're going to have similar nuances that you're going to want to know about. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm doing solar in Australia. That each different state has like government things to like make people buy, like rebates, etc. So I could go state.
So if you go to a website with a solar person who knows about those government programs, they're displaying them. You say, hey, I noticed on your website that you're offering the 50640 grant. I don't know what that, right? If you're interested in getting 10 to 15 more people booked for estimates, let me know.
That's sweet. And then so if that's, because the videos I've been doing are way too long then, but if that's the video, then do you also write something, or do you just send a link? And do you send it via Loom? Because I think maybe people haven't heard of that. Should I be sending a YouTube link? Like, what's the best way to get them to open it?
For speed and efficiency, Loom's the best.
Yeah.
YouTube, there's so much wasted time there.
Yeah. Okay.
So Loom's the best. And then have a follow-up protocol. Okay. So you sent a Loom video. If you only send and that's in that protocol I wrote, by the way, if you only send the Loom video and you don't follow up with email and a phone call and then email, you don't have a follow-up process, you're just leaving way too much like meat on the bone.
Mm-hmm.
So write out, like download the protocol I have, write it out for you. And like, hey, in week 1, I'm sending out or day 1, I'm sending out this many Looms. And then I follow up the next day, 24 hours with an email, and whatever your process is, just make sure that you have a follow-up mechanism put into your whole process.